Hello, thanks for taking the time to find out more on how we put AI to work for ServiceNow CRM. I'm Fernando Castro, one of the senior PMs for AI in CRM and Industry Workflows unit, and today we're overviewing what's under Now Assist for CSM. Our journey will take us on the introduction of AI for ServiceNow CRM, overviewing some of our Agentic AI offerings, how do they differ to generative and predictive AI, and of course, we're going to see the latest March release AI agents, and finish off with some customer stories. Here's the safe harbor notice for any forward-looking statements. We will talk about possible future functionality today, but please do not make any purchase decisions based on this, but on what we have today available in production. We're going to start off from the top. So we're proud to say that we are in the CRM space and we are able to deliver end-to-end customer service because we're built on the platform for business transformation where AI is embedded everywhere, not bolt-on. A single system of action where workflows across technology landscapes, operations, all types of customers and employees that support them meet to provide business value and increase your speed to market. That can only happen when AI is on a single platform that is deeply connected to every corner of your business. And this platform has a foundation that has a very strong infrastructural area where we bring your choice to adapt to your needs. Whether you're in a highly regulated industry or adhering to strict data residency requirements. Choose from leading hyperscalers where you can spend down your commitments, or choose from cloud or on-premise solutions. And of course, we bring all of this innovation that we've been building across all of these years on AI. It is not a new thing, it is an evolution. And what makes us different is that AI exists within the context of your business. It's grounded on data that is based on the single data model that we've been building for years, and now connected to workflow data fabric where you can bring external structured and unstructured sources and workflows that have been once again empowered and in an evolution of bringing everything together with the tools necessary so AI agents can work throughout all types of workflows. Specifically on the ServiceNow CRM space, we care about the entire customer lifecycle on a single platform. And we manage this grounded not only in the context of your business, but also on your industry. So our industry products exist as an extension to our horizontal sales and management, customer service management, and field service management products, where we have focused on making a productive front office first, so the middle and back office are efficient and your customers enjoy great service. Under all of this, we have a standardized foundation of all of those products to exist consistently and within a reusable, scalable framework. And a critical part of that, of course, to bring all of these products together is based on all major types of AI that we have embedded within our products: predictive, generative, and agentic. These connect to first principles we've been leading on for a long time, such as workflow, task management, and data as highlighted in each of these sections in this graphic. And today we're focusing on AI as the foundation that connects these elements for an AI-first solution. So what does the solution look like? Specifically in the world of CRM, our AI is specialized on three areas that really have become foundational outcomes for the businesses of our customers. Starting with the customer self-service and deflection of inefficient or frustrating experiences, accelerating your agent's productivity, or elevating your admin experience so they are enabled to keep up with the pace of innovation. Now, in the context of CSM specifically, we started with predictive. Across the years, as you saw before, we made investments for our pro and enterprise users related to NLU in virtual agent and search. Also the routing with advanced work assignment, process analysis and process mining, and task intelligence, to name a few. And the next big area and wave, as you can see, has been generative AI, where our Pro Plus and Enterprise Plus customers have brought summarization, generation, and conversational LLM-based experiences across all types of personas, so you can bring AI to the masses quickly and making it super easy to configure through the Now Assist admin, Now Assist skill kit, any sorts of flows, subflows and actions, and even bringing content outside with external content connectors. And a new milestone in Q4 of last year is when we kicked off Agentic AI as a critical juncture of innovation pace, never seen before in the industry. And you can tell how excited we are on this and how we're not stopping with the amount of agents we're bringing to the market soon, starting with triage cases. So let's set the stage and remember how it used to be live without Now Assist. We've taken our customers and agents from an experience where a customer is trying to find a knowledge article to solve through self-service, and unfortunately, no article can be found. So the customer starts a conversation with a virtual agent, and after a few attempts, the customer is frustrated and decides, I just want to talk with a live human agent. The first thing the agent needs to do is triage the conversation so that no information is missed or no questions are asked that have already been answered. Understanding the issue, the agent then tries to see if a knowledge article is available, and maybe that article also doesn't exist. Fortunately, Workspace shows a similar case, and the resolution notes for that case, however, have not been properly populated by the previous agent, so we don't know what to do. Then the agent decides to escalate this case. The level 2 agent now needs to deep dive into the information. They need to understand all the actions taken by the previous agent and the customer conversation that happened. And after resolving the case, the agent is asked, of course, to populate meaningful resolution notes to the case so that the next agent can benefit from it. And unfortunately, the reality is that most agents have no time for that. So they just don't create a knowledge article, and the only thing that has happened is reporting a knowledge gap, going back to the backlog. So in the now world, with Now Assist for CSM and using generative AI, we look at the same process, but now powered by Now Assist. The customer is able to search for answers, going through deeper results, and avoid the creation of a case via dynamic Q&A form or AI search based on generative AI. They can also opt to talk to a virtual agent that does follow-up questions, enables conversational catalogs, small talk. It's very human-like conversations, and you can even do appointment booking. Now, the human agent, if it's needed, can look at a chat summary that has been automatically generated and the interaction of data, saving valuable handle time. They can reassign the case if a level 2 needs to see it, but now the level 2 doesn't have to scramble and look in and understand information. They can just summarize the case quickly and concisely for prompt resolution, along with generated recommended actions that are based on the context of this case. And then the contact customer, and when we contact the customer and resolve the case, we're able to generate emails, adjust the tone and length, and of course, the resolution notes can be captured and auto-generated through our Now Assist for CSM offering. And of course, at the end, we can generate knowledge that gets grounded on the steps done, all the related information that has been sent, helping future agents, customers, and virtual agent conversations to have this virtuous loop of information. So in seeing all of these, we went into creating this virtuous loop. I want to reinforce that most of the components needed to jumpstart can be turned on virtually overnight. And the value that this creates stems from the individual steps that we have done. We have increased self-service with engaging generating content, but we also streamlined the case resolution and fulfillment and automated that creation of that knowledge content. So we have outcomes all across the board for our customers, our agents on being more efficient, and of course the leaders having more time for impactful, lower total cost of ownership. So from a customer experience where we have not only self-service success happening, and of course better experiences, faster time to value, to of course our agents, we have better quality, they're able to spend less time looking for things and more focus on doing, reducing our mean time to resolve, and of course, providing a better experience on their day-to-day work. And of course, we won't forget about admins, devs, and AI practitioners, where they have faster time to value on turning on CSM very quickly, amazing setup experience, doing any sort of custom skills that they might need. So they can leverage Now Assist Skill Kit to go ahead and create their own skills and customize them and integrating them with a UI builder. And finally, curating and managing the data by looking at data sets, evaluation of skills, and even synthetic data generation. And of course, using Now Assist Guardian to use AI responsibly. And all of these products have been designed to address the most common challenges in AI, from value. So what is my return on investment? Scalability. What if I build my own solution versus, turning some things here and there? Providing the business context, focus on the relevant details and avoiding distractions. And of course, how can I keep my internal and external customer data secure and managed correctly within the compliant realms and complexity of my business? And all of these information, all of these data and policies, right? They are brought to the platform. We have resolved them for you on the digitization and integration of these data through Workflow Data Fabric, maybe structuring this data through our CRM data models, and of course, all of the different workflows that I showed you at the beginning, including industry workflows. And of course, we have scalability. We're looking at how to be repeatable, productive, reliable, to still keep quality and usefulness across all experiences, keeping up with the latest LLM models. And of course, giving you the security, the privacy, compliance, and maintenance that you expect on a trustful AI system. So where are we now? We're on an inflection point where generative AI is evolving faster than any technology before, right? We moved from RPA, scripted workflows, AI workflows, we're now in conversational workflows, and today we're turning the page into agentic workflows, where you can see a new area of collaboration happening, where there's more iteration, there's interaction, there's reasoning models, and we're leading the market in bringing our fastest growing product ever with Now Assist. Every one of our customers recognize the power of AI in the enterprise, and they can see tangible impacts on their business drivers when they bring Now Assist into place. Our continual investment in the platform innovation truly puts AI to work for people. So from machine learning, deep learning that we did on phase one with the usage and development of computer systems that are able to learn and adapt without following explicit instructions, by of course having algorithms and statistical models to analyze and draw inferences from patterns on data, to Gen AI, right? Where we have described algorithms that can be used to create new content, including audio, code, images, text, simulations, and videos. And in this next step, this AI technology of agentic AI is promises to deliver ROI at levels that were never seen before by fundamentally transforming enterprise productivity. These systems are basically autonomous systems that interact with their environment to gather data, make decisions, and complete tasks that otherwise will need to be done by a human. This is the third big phase of AI, that we're looking at systems that are designed from the ground up to act and interact independently in smart and autonomous ways. Their autonomous abilities are what make them agentic, and they can act, invoke other technology tools, other existing investments you've done on flows or actions, and make decisions independently in a dynamic environment. You can see that these AI agents are way more sophisticated than the usual chatbots and AI assistants. We do have, of course, support for both, but you can see how AI agents look at having higher agency of, learning and adopting, looking at complex goals, being proactive, looking at edge cases, being natural language driven. And of course, we are talking about more than scripted decision making, is AI driven decision making that keeps on learning, when you don't really need human intervention. It's more on human supervision, and they can exist in multiple domains and looking at all types of tasks across an orchestrator. So the main differentiator in agentic is that we're moving from deterministic workflows that have to be coded before runtime and have to be documented with every possible scenario, to probabilistic workflows that learn, reason, and generate paths dynamically based on user inputs and business contexts during runtime. So when we say learn, we're talking about acquiring new knowledge, skills, or behaviors through experience, data, and interactions with the environment, such as cases, knowledge bases, customer interactions. The reasoning piece is where it makes decisions and solve problems based on that available information at runtime. And on the plan phase, you're looking at generating a sequence of actions to achieve very specific goals or objectives in a dynamic environment with a common mission. And when we act, we're leveraging different tools to execute a wide range of activities efficiently without constant human oversight. It's optional. So that's really the center of the AI agent. So you might ask, Fernando, does this mean every workflow will be agentic from now on? Well, it really depends. If your process is deterministic, rigid due to high regulations or security policies or risk factors where a human is always needed, being an approver, but also putting hands on and looking at loan processing for a consumer within a specific market, for example, then you will probably stick to the traditional workflow for now. It might evolve later, but let's say that you do need a human, but you want that human to be assisted, right, by an AI to be more efficient in a step within an existing workflow. Or you have the AI needing to enhance or augment an existing highly regulated workflow. And maybe, you need to optionally fine-tune that skill with Analysis Skill Kit. This is still generative AI, right? Like generating a knowledge article based on this case, or reviewing articles for compliance against defined policies before sending for approval. But if you need an AI to trigger multi-step workflows that require agility and probabilistic reasoning on how these operate within probably longer SLAs, and you need to really have a use case that is very in a lot of ambiguity, and you're looking at different methods, inputs, and outcomes that require flexibility in runtime, we're talking about agentic AI, which is like auto-responding incoming tasks with potential varying levels of detail and escalation to human agents as needed. So we went from customer experiences that are painful and costly to maintain, as we saw on the first few slides, where our customers cannot self-serve and have to repeat themselves to get to the right department and channel, where human agents spend a lot of time researching to resolve, and swivel seating, and admins are overwhelmed with lots of backlog to just maintain their current environment, all tied by human middleware and tasks that are handled consecutively, not concurrently. We move from this, and this is what our customers are living, is a scalable structure so your customers can self-serve through a wide range of issues. And we have these conversational Gen AI-based virtual agents that are providing these Q&As and actions, not just articles to read. And of course, we have empowered through search, summarization, generation, recommendation, and actions through generative AI for our human agents, so they exist in a very efficient environment. And we're taking this forward today with agentic. And this is the main difference, right? So when our customers come in through omnichannel saying, hey, something's broken or I need something new, our human agents are able to take that on, right, and call on an AI agent. Or that trigger can also be through virtual agent by the customer. And that is the first step of this AI agent architecture, is the why. So what is the overall business problem or goal you're trying to resolve, right? And the second piece is that right after that, we have an AI orchestrator that conducts the planning and brings over a team of relevant AI agents to address this use case in the right order and within the right tools. The AI agent group is made of smart worker or communicator agents that are specialized on tasks that are otherwise were done by humans. And those humans can optionally supervise them. And of course, the secret sauce is that they leverage all the technology investments and data you've done as a company across the years on the Now platform, from workflow automation to Gen AI skills, data fabric, integrations, knowledge bases. And so all of this is brought together within the context of your business. A simple example that we can take in this is that maybe one of your customers wants a milkshake, fries, and a burger with extra cheese, right? And of course, your human agents can come in, right? They be a waiter and take the order, or you can have, like I said before, your customer going through an app and just ordering this. And that's the trigger. The why in this case will be the recipe and the requirements for that specific meal that they requested. And of course, you have the kitchen manager that will manage all the tasks that will happen, such as starting the burger and fries at the same time, waiting until everything is ready before serving the whole combo meal, making sure your extra cheese request reaches the actual grill chef, and tells the drink station to start the milkshake last so it doesn't melt. And of course, each cook then does their part of the meal, specialized in their skills of grilling, frying, or the drink station. And each of these workers is great at their one job, but they don't talk to each other directly. You have this orchestrator that is, of course, bringing all of this together, and each of these AI agents is leveraging all the equipment, ingredients, and best practices you built across the years. This is how you have built a specialized task of workers. You can reutilize them in different types of use cases, and of course, you can bring them together in a lot of ways. Another example is a gift card. This is from actually one of our customers. Without Agentic AI, if one of their customers wants to replace a gift card, they have to have your amount of work done with human agents, validating that the card can be replaced based on a lot of criteria, proposing options based on the length of expiry, initiating replacement requests through L2 cases, escalations, card types, communicating the next steps using a very specific template on an email. And then once it's escalated, the L2s have to validate if the card can be replaced, if there's any replacement fees, and if that card is in an external system, verify and communicate to the customer, all by, of course, doing a lot of swivel sitting and manual work. In this new world, again, the need might be the same, but optionally the human agent is just reviewing and supervising this. The AI orchestrator is leading the worker agents on this eligibility validation, replacement options, potential fees, and replacement communication. And of course, our worker agents are between the same philosophy of L1 and L2 teams, but each of them have to complete a very specific task to get that card replaced. They do that eligibility validation, that replacement proposal, informing the user, replacing the whole card, and of course, proposing any fees, and orchestrating all of this through all of these different outer systems that have these records in. So they can leverage all these tools to verify and communicate and approve as needed. Basically, what we're saying is that you're augmenting your workforce with AI agents in every corner of your business. We're accelerating productivity, increasing agility, and transforming experiences so you can actually have empathetic, personalized, and best of all, simple customer support. So your human agents can focus on working faster, smarter, and within the realm of things that where we actually still need a human. And of course, they're assisted across the board with generative AI. So we're revolutionizing all of these experiences with AI agents across some of our proof points here, with BT and 33% of decreasing their MTTR, Heinous looking at their 71% reduction on time to resolve cases, and Teleperformance looking at 2x improvement on case deflection, based on all of these business outcomes that we discussed at the beginning. And actually, our customers, when you ask them, what is really making us different? This is what they say, right? They talk to their leaders and say, look, we are having existing data and workflows already in ServiceNow, where flows, scripts, integrations, pre-built tools, Gen AI skills are being leveraged with existing processes, pipelines, and effort we already done. And by the way, there's low, no-code solutions where developers don't need to work in Python or worry about infrastructure to build these agents, right? They can use studios, they can use Flow Designer to just continue working on low, no-code solutions. And guess what? They can trace out, they can look at performance, they can look at, of course, all sorts of monitoring that is easy and fast, so you can look and, of course, expose your value quickly. And we always have the human in the loop as needed. Natively integrated in Now Assist panel for human agents and virtual agents for our customers, humans can collaborate and approve AI agent actions. So they do not exist all autonomously if you want to. They can also interact with your human agents as needed. And that's our advantage. In terms of data, we're seeing over 700 million digital artifacts monthly as an average, right? Almost 60 million of those are CSM cases, and that have been created for all of these sorts of, catalog items, published knowledge bases, and all of these grounds the truth of your business within an agentic AI world. It boosts productivity for every ServiceNow user, supporting hundreds of millions of tasks each month. And you can see how, from an AI strategy and value perspective, no matter if you're on a foundational crawl, walk, run, or fly perspective, and what type of workflow you need, we accelerate your pace of innovation, cost reduction, and customer experience, bringing all these capabilities together for a comprehensive solution. So starting out on defining your data models with customer data and service model foundation, and your customer products with sold products and install-based items, to managing transactionally through cases, getting your knowledge bases started, easy to use with responsive workspaces and omni-channel solutions and CCaaS. We're building and connecting on top of your build and existing investments. Then we enable Now Assist panels. We start with Gen AI. We bring recommended actions. We bring summarization. We start generating knowledge, having all of these index and search by, again, Gen AI-based technologies. And then you go on with supervised agentic AI, integrating it with your Now Assist with virtual agent, and finally allowing it to fully orchestrate all in-scope processes through unsupervised or autonomous agentic AI. All in all, it is contextual AI because you're deploying it grounded on the context of that business data you have in your entire environment. We are understanding the data through knowledge graph, aggregating all this structure format, ready for easy consumption by workflows, leading to a more personalized and context-rich user experience. And of course, we're structuring this data through our different CRM foundational data models, and then taking action on this data with Now Assist, prompting AI agents, agentic workflows, analytics, experiences. And that is how we have, in purpose, brought everything together through Workflow Data Fabric and RaptorDB. That is a very fast way of achieving actually 20x agility on making all of these data flow for your AI agents to do the work as fast as possible. This infrastructure, this entire architecture, as you can see, is full of multi-agent orchestration, communicator agents, worker agents, that all of them have been exposed on a simple to use AI Agent Studio. And of course, we bring all of these best practices on AI Agent Studio that are exposed for no-code, low-code configuration, where you can design your custom AI agents using natural language prompts. You are allowed to bring multiple agents to work seamlessly in all different types of use cases and execute dynamic workflows and interact with and monitor agents in real time. Our first AI agent on the CSM AI agent collection is triage cases. You can see this on the left, how it looks on the AI Agent Studio. And this was built so we can retrieve relevant context to address customer inquiries and prevent unnecessary case creation. What are we achieving with this? Of course, we're reducing the time spent by human agents on understanding the intent and sentiment of an email or a case submission. After that, we're able to avoid any follow-ups or back and forth interactions by verifying the customer, their documents, and information needed to resolve that case. After that, we are able to increase the resolution accuracy and process adherence in case type selection. So you can bring your existing investments of case types. And of course, we're reducing the live agent effort by generating an email based on that information gathered, and obviously based on the context of that case. So you can see how each of the agents on the agent team are having their own actions, right? Where they're processing intent and sentiment, to verifying information based on the customer and the record that was submitted. We're looking at verifying anything else we might need, and of course, responding automatically with an email to your customer so that information is gathered. So as I said, we are bringing a lot of innovation on our customers, from all of this innovation on BT, where we're seeing all of these beautiful numbers, reducing our time that is required to bring resolution across all these different actions down there, to Seismic, where we see improvements on MTTR and savings of 150K in the first year. And of course, Tricentis looked at and achieved 27% self-service with Gen AI. And Canis, as I showed earlier, where we have all of these knowledge articles being created with Now Assist, over 600 of them, 99% customer satisfaction rate, and looking at teleperformance, right? And all of these minutes saved through Now Assist, where we have all of this domino effect, as their global SVP of IT is saying, where everyone is back and running and being more productive. We're seeing even internally a lot of wins into this, as you can see here on self-service, where we have a lot of gains happening across all of our teams on Now and Now. So to recap, how can you get started today on Agentic? Get your process and data ready. Generative AI will help a lot with this. So don't hesitate on starting with Now Assist for CSM and turning on those Gen AI, knowledge generation, summarization, so you can start seeing that productivity gains happening today. Once you have looked at your process for automation opportunities, indexing or structuring your data, then we identify the right workflow type, right? Maybe you will still use some generative AI, some traditional, but also agentic workflows. You define your business outcomes and KPIs so you can proactively measure success and compare before and after use cases and metrics, right? We need those processes measured with leading and lagging indicators. And then we looked at piloting and redefining those AI workflows, right? We refine them. We start with a proof of concept. We adjust, iterate, and fine-tune as needed per your business needs. And of course, looking at prompt engineering techniques, RAG, soft flows, all of these types of actions. And of course, after that, we scale with confidence, because you're iterating, you're growing. AI is much more iterative than traditional workflows. So be confident on scaling on this. Keep on governing and giving that feedback loop in a very efficient cycle, because that's very key for agentic AIs. So let's get started today. Get that ready, get those AI agents activated, configure them in the admin console. We're going to be giving you a lot of best practices on this. Bring your own skills and AI agents, duplicate what we have out of the box so you can ground them as needed in your AI agentic studio. And of course, schedule a discovery session or attend any of our workshops in any of our coming webinars or events that we have. Once again, thank you for taking the time today on finding out a little bit of what we have coming up on AI agents and what has been released so far on March. So once again, thank you and take care.